Sound check. Sound check. Oh, hot diggity dang. Guess I should have found that first. I'm trying to set up this live. As mentioned in during prior lives, for some reason I can't set it up before I start, so I'm forced to do it once I begin a live, which leads me to start the video about 5 or 6 minutes later. Interesting. And what do I have on? Okay. So that's what I will be doing. Attempting to set this live stream up. Maybe I'll take a chance with this particular live stream at the end and attempt to places appear in the video description. Allow available places. What? I don't even know what that is. That's something new. I have no idea. I'll add that. That. And that. Okay. Yeah. What's today? Beginning of the 23rd. Okay. All of these things. At least I got rid of the other question about can people. Oh no, it has something about sampling. Oh, I forgot. I got to go back to that last stream I did and make sure. Asking can people sample it? That's really, it's just strange. Everything is strange. Oh, I know what I need to do. One last thing, and then I'll be with you, ladies and gents. Maybe this is the one. Allow places, all this stuff. Let's see. Okay. Nope. Here it is. Maybe. Yes. I apologize that it takes so long for me to begin. It's like I just don't have any other choice, and it's really annoying. I want to do one other thing before I begin. I think I've done all that. Allow available places. That just has jumped up on me. Allow people to sample your content. Hell, what somebody sample my content for? I ain't gonna start cussing and fussing, even though I really want to. Okay. Okay, once again, hi Yanni, how you? It's still low, a little low. That's what I came on here for. I'm about to try to tackle that now. What am I trying to tackle? Anybody watching? The volume. Yanni, please assist me. I just turned the volume up on my TV all the way to see if that helps. Let me know if it does. Let's see. Let's play back. Speaker, extreme render. Okay. I left this open because I knew it was some bull crap. Let's see. Does that make it any louder? Because I have no idea now. And at this time, what about this? This is amplify volume and adjust tuning based on audio mode selected. I'm gonna do this. Can I turn it all the way up? Turn everything up to maximum. Maximum. I wish I could. This microphone. How about this? Does that make any difference? Because this is ridiculous. This is absolutely ridiculous. There's always something malfunctioning. Oh, I guess I could come on the page. Huh. Well, welcome here to Can Angels Fly, Tarot, and more. This is Nancy, and I'm here to perform, not perform a tarot reading, but I'm here to share a dream. And maybe you can help me interpret my dream I had several days ago. Nevertheless, if you're ever interested in a tarot reading, you can contact me. Again, my name is Nancy. My email is canangelsfly1@gmail.com. Please like, share, and if you haven't already, subscribe. Hello. Let me know if you can hear me or not. Well, I guess I know what I can do. Check the volume again myself or not. Well, I guess I know what I can do. Check the volume again myself or not. Okay. All right. As mentioned, I'm here to talk about or share a dream that I had night before last. Some dreams I have, and I have no interest in waking up to make sure that I remember them. But the one I had night before last, I was like, I'm going to remember this dream. So I set up and I recall everything that I could about the dream before dozing off to sleep, maybe 15, 20 minutes later. And so that's what I'm going to talk about in this video is the dream. So the dream was very brief. And so I anticipate this video being very brief. It's just that the dream was really interesting to me. So in the dream, I was at, I want to say like, let me say this. It seems to me that my subconscious mind is expressing itself in my dream state. And I'll tell you why after I describe the opening of my dream. In the opening of my dream, in which I'm fully engaged in the dream, so I'm saying that to say I am not aware in my real-time life that I'm asleep. I'm in a dream world wholeheartedly and unaware of our reality. I have in times past when talking about dreams shared that I am aware that I'm asleep, and so I'm interacting with my dream state from our reality. That's not the case this time. I'm old-fashioned asleep and dreaming. I have no awareness about this reality, only that which exist in the dream. So the dream opens up where I remember it. I'm in this building. Um, and the building seems kind of grayish, nothing exciting. It has the big window panes because I'm like in like maybe a storefront establishment or something. And so I could have been in a check cashing place, like in a strip mall, because it was like um, the U part structure of the building with 3 walls, and the front wall is glass. It was something like that. So I'm standing in this kind of grayish establishment, meaning there's nothing exciting or exotic. It's just business. And it's my turn to walk up to the clerk's desk. And so I'm engaging the clerk. And this is why I say I'm in my subconscious mind and conscious mind may have very well been expressing themselves in my dream realm. Because what I'm doing at this counter is I'm attempting to cash a lottery ticket in. So if you follow me, you know I like to play the lottery. So I'm trying to cash this lottery ticket in. And mind y'all, I ain't never dreamt of anything like that. Like trying to cash a lottery ticket in or anything. And I gotta say this, I was pretty upset with myself when I woke up because the contents of the dream was so shocking to me that I forgot to try to remember the numbers in the lottery. I'm gonna go on. So anyway, I was upset because if you dream of numbers, you're supposed to play the numbers in the lottery, but I couldn't remember them no matter how hard I tried because my mind kept going to the contents, which I haven't covered about the dream. So I was preoccupied with that and let the numbers slip away. So I'm standing up there. It's time I move up to the clerk's desk, and I got this little stack of papers. It looks like, in retrospect, it was some lottery tickets that I had played, maybe I say 5 or 6 of them, as well as the little papers I might have, piece of paper I wrote my numbers on and over days. So I got a couple of them, and so I'm pulling those pieces of paper I scribbled numbers for me to play off so I can get to the tickets. Now, prior to me stepping up to that clerk's desk, I take the winning ticket and put it on top of the other lottery tickets, which only were about 4 or 5 in total, and I fold it in half along with the what they call strips of paper that I've put my lottery numbers I had been playing over the last few days around it. So now I step up to the clerk's desk. I open up the papers, the lottery tickets and papers onto the desk countertop, and I peel off and put to the side the slips that I wrote my numbers on that I had anticipated to play. I go back to the stack of numbers, and remember, I put the winning number right on top. So I took the winning number and I gave it over to the clerk so she could verify it and cash it. The clerk looks down at her book and gets up and walks off without saying a word. She goes off out of my view, and from my perspective, she walks to the right outside of my view, maybe to go around the furnishings in that back office. And she goes, next time she appears in my line of sight, she's on the other side of the room that she's in. I'm on the outside, like the plexiglass, the customer. She's on the inside, like a office clerk or something. And so she's side by side with another person who may very well be checking a number or have some position or role to play in this particular office, which is either a check cashing place, a lottery place, or something like that. Possibly something that's in a strip mall, and I'll explain that later, the possibility that might have been in a strip mall. So I'm waiting for her, and I look down at the lottery numbers, and I get the sense all of a sudden, I was like, where my lottery ticket at? I didn't hit, that's not the number that failed. And so I'm like, but I'm saying it to myself, I'm not saying it out loud. And then she comes back and she gives me the lottery ticket. And she's like, you didn't win. I was like, how didn't I win? I said, I gave you the ticket. I said, but I'm confused. It was this level of confusion in my dream. I'm going somewhere with this, y'all. You gotta wait for the part of the content of my dream that made me forget the lottery part. But anywho, um, but this dream kind of shows how you can go from, I guess, one scene to the another, even though it wasn't move from one scene to another. I explain. Anyway, so I'm like, I know in my that I've already had these thoughts that I didn't win. Um, I didn't say it out loud because I just bought a winning ticket in to hand to the clerk. All of this is contradictory. So when she comes back with light ticket, I said, how can you say I didn't win? I gave you the ticket. I said, you were sitting right there. All you had to do was confirm that I had the ticket and pay me out. I said, but what you did is you got up without a peep and you walked out of my line of sight, went back there on the other side of the room, and then you come back without my ticket saying that I didn't win. She's like, you didn't win. So as I'm going crazy, so now I'm going through my tickets. I don't know why I would be going through the rest of my tickets. I guess it was just the absence of the winning ticket, which obviously the clerk had to keep or put somewhere or whatever. But for some reason, I was so confused. I was so confused, like how the heck I didn't win. And I also remember had this sense that I didn't win. Here's me trying to decipher my dream. Was it that I knew that she was going to maybe steal a lottery ticket or something? Because where did that sense come from it that I didn't win? And it doesn't make sense because I went to the store or the shop or whatever it was, the lottery commission, to, claim a winning lottery ticket. So I wouldn't went there in vain. And that's what I told her. I said, now that doesn't make any sense. I said, make this make sense. How you could walk away with my ticket, go out of line of sight, go come back in my line of sight on the other side of the office, do whatever you're going to do over there and then come back and tell me I didn't win and where's my ticket. So anyway, I'm getting all huffed and puffed and I'm trying to calm down because I know I'm confused. This is somewhat where I was aware that I was in a dream state because that whole, scenario didn't make sense to me. So anyway, I turned and it was this man and his two daughters, and it was like people that you don't pay attention to. They're just in a scene with you. So I turned and I'm walking out of the door of this establishment. And as I walk out the door, when I open the door to the establishment to outside, it's this funny light. Like it's yellowish, kind of bright, sharp color, and I see the people outside staring up into the sky. And so when I open the door, I perceive the sharp light, but it's nothing. I'm a little upset. I'm trying to make sense of what just happened with me and a lottery ticket and a lady. But I couldn't help but follow the other people outside line of view. I guess I would say line of view. So I followed their eyes up into the sky. And in the sky, either it was I assume, kind of decoding my dream right now, is that either it was the western sky, yeah, either the western sky or the eastern sky. And the reason why I assumed that it was either the western or eastern sky, because we have been taught that the sun rises in the east and sets in the west. So the coordination of my dream is dependent upon the sun. My coordination of my dream is dependent upon the sun. So, where do I go as far as this? I'll tell you what I saw outside, which is this is the part that made me forget all about the lottery numbers. And in my real time life, when I woke up, this is the part that made me forget to recall the numbers that I dreamt of so I could really play them in the lottery in real time. And so when I opened the door, this funny light, and this funny light I've seen in reality as well, in my real time reality. So it's this funny light I follow everybody else line of view. Uh, and when I look up in the sky, it's this huge angel. It's this huge angel. I'm talking about this angel was so enormous that its feet were like hovered just above the tree lines of the city. You know, you see the tree lines of the city, the silhouette be kind of blackish or blurred out. The feet of this angel just hovered above, right above the trees. I'm talking about tall trees. And the angel stretched up into the sky. Huge, enormous angel just filled the sky. And it was like somewhat of a traditional angel. You know, its appearance was that of what we perceive as a traditional angel, the way art has shown us. And so it had this big, like, think of somebody in a church choir and they got the robe. So the angel had this robe on. It was all elaborate. What was interesting to me about the robe was the colors. Most times we have this perception that angels are in white or linen. This angel robe was colored, and I say the angel's robe because it seemed like heavier or thicker, like some acquired down. Um, and it was very elaborate, and it had the wraps and the belt and everything on it. Uh, very, very elaborate is the word I'm thinking of. Again, you could refer to a robe a choir head choir person may have on, because theirs is usually more elaborate than the choir itself, or one of the popes or cardinals robes when they're highly elaborate. I need to know, can I be heard or not before I go on? Oh, I did check, but what I'm hearing is not what you ladies when they're highly elaborate. Okay, well, I'm gonna hope that I'm just not talking in vain. And so I'm hanging out this door looking up like, but immediately I got to finish talking about the robe. And so this robe, the colors of it was, I don't know what the colors are called, but it's used in architecture. Houses, you know, they paint them these different colors that all blend in. Like what do you call it? You know how they have swashes and make sure the colors blend in. I don't know what it's called. So I remember the robe being like this burnt orange. There were some beige embroidery or trimming, and it might have been some green somewhere in the robe. All these colors just went together. And again, the robe seemed heavy, and the angel wasn't doing anything. It was just there. It was there, like it obviously had descended or appeared before I opened the door. So it was just there, like I'm here, you know, just there. And I mean just there. So people are staring at it. I'm still in the door. I done stopped, like, I didn't take another step out. And so I'm looking at this thing, I'm like, what? And the robe, like I said, it just really caught my attention. I started looking up this whole angel, and the robe was wide. And I'm looking up, but by the time I got here, I knew my right eye started hurting me, and it was like this slither, sliver, like the edge of this sliver in my eye. It was hurting real bad, and I started getting a headache, and I was like, oh no, you know. I stepped back in. So this again, this angel is there. There's no activity. Nobody's saying nothing. Everybody just staring in shock, and I was staring in shock at first until, as my eye was gazing up the angel, like, this mother sucker is huge, you know. Oh my God. But my eye, as it got closer, my eye started hurting. And I was like, So I closed the door back, and I turned to the people and said, give me something. I'm holding the door. I'm literally holding the door. And And, you know, just in case somebody try to come in, I'm holding the door. I said, y'all hand me something. Hand me something so I can tie this door shut. We can't let them open up the door. We can't let them open up the door. Well, everybody in the establishment that I was in trying to cash the lottery ticket looking at me like, you know, you crazy lady. I was like, look, I ain't got time to explain right now. Hand me something to tie the door shut. And so I assume I remember holding the door and looking up. I'm looking for something to tie the door shut so I could turn around and tell everybody in the establishment what I just saw. And I remember looking up, and there was like what do you call it? A lining on the door, the side of the door lining. But I was like, ugh, if I pull this lining down, it's gonna be, you know, whatever outside gonna seep in. So I said, I can't use that. I can't use that lining. Y'all got to find me something. And it's like I vaguely remember like a belt being handed to me, but a belt like that which you find on a robe. So anyway, I take that belt and I tie it around the door so it can't be open. Then I turn to the other people in the establishment, which were only a few. It was in the back, in the back of the plexiglass or whatever. It wasn't even glass between us, but so you get the idea what I'm talking about. Between the customers or the what do you call it, the lobby and the office. So it was only several people in the office. It was the clerk that assisted me. It was the another clerk or office worker toward the back, where the person that assisted me, remember, they walked away from me when I line of sight, came back. It was on side of a person. It was that person, and it was one other person sitting at a desk. And so, and then on my side of the counter was a person to my right, and then it was the man with his twin daughters, and then they had one other person with them. It was a baby, but I hadn't noticed the baby until later, which ends up happening later. So anyway, so now I didn't turn back into the lobby, and I'm telling everybody, y'all won't believe what I just saw. I'm telling them about the angel. I said, hey, something ain't right with this. But while I'm trying to explain what happened, all of a sudden, I didn't see this in my dream, but I sensed it. It was something going on outside. Remember, it was like that angel just appeared, or however it appeared, or descended down, and it was just there. And everybody's looking at it in shock, like, oh man, ain't nobody saying nothing. Like, like what? I remember my eyes started hurting. The angel's there. It's not saying anything. It's not doing anything. It's just there. But what ended up happening is the angel began to, I want to say, radiate. What was, it's a verse or something I've heard. The glory of God. Let out all the glory of God. This is what it did. I can't remember what the statement is, or the verse I read, where it was like all the glory of God came out of this angel. But now remember, I done went back in the establishment, tied the door shut. I'm telling everybody about it. So when this angel lets off all the glory of God outside, we could see through the you know how an establishment, even though they have big windows, they have big blinds, or big blinds, not curtain blinds, or something like that. And then remember, I said I saw a lining on the door. We could see that light like piercing through, the edges of the door and the around the blinds. And so everybody like, I was like, y'all can't go outside. Y'all can't go outside. I said, I was saying something ain't right with it. Something's not right with it. And so the all the radiance of God came out. And so when it dimmed down, we could also see that it had kind of dimmed, not totally dimmed out. Here you go, this camera again. Not totally dimmed out like it was. Okay, it's time for me to try something new other than this streamer. So it dulled down just a bit. Why? I don't have anything else on. have nothing else on. Maybe I can close this and it'll act right. I don't know. So it dulls down, and how to say? So I'm pacing this establishment in the lobby, and I'm moving toward the man and his daughters. They're twins. They like 17 years old or something. And they were Caucasian. It was the father's two daughters and the grandbaby, which I hadn't seen yet. Um, so, some people are more nosy than others. So what ends up happening is the windows at the front of the establishment were the kind of windows that you can, slide, what is this, vertically. And so the establishment had the windows kind of open so air could circulate through, I assume. However, I hadn't noticed it, nor anybody else had probably noticed it. Why? Because there are blinds over it. You get what I'm saying? It was blinds over it, so we couldn't see. But who ended up seeing it was one of the man's daughters. Remember, they like twins, or they look quite a bit alike. And so one of those twins was standing at the window. And so when all of this radiation is going on, radiating the brilliance of God upon the masses, she goes to move the blind back, because remember, we could see it like shooting through the crevices of the door from around the blinds, and she goes to move it, and I'm like, no, don't do that, don't do that. And so it goes back. The blind flies back. She's okay for the moment, but remember, then it dulls down at the same time. This is all happening right together. I could see the people on the floor out there, like feeling everywhere. And they was, the whole point, they was blind. They was on the ground, like trying to feel. They were all blind. And I looked into one person's eyes, and their eyes was I guess the retina, what's the colored part, were burnt out of everybody's eyes. So everybody's eyes is ghost white. They've been washed in the all the brilliance of God, so to say. I don't know if this was God, not angel, I don't know. But they were totally blind. They were totally helpless. And so the girl that pulled the blind back, when I turned, she is people outside. So it's people filling around all on the ground. I guess they hear us talking in the establishment. So this guy is reaching up and pulls the screen to get into where we are. And so I'm trying to get across the room and trying to stop her from pulling him in, trying to save him. But when I get, it's too late. By the time I make it to her, he didn't pull her out there. And so now mind you, all these people are speechless, other than a few. No. They're speechless. Ain't nobody saying nothing. So this one twin sister who's about 17 years old has gotten pulled out, and she's lost like the rest of the people. She blind now. But inside, we don't know that per se. I only know it because I looked in that person's eye, them people's eyes, when she went to pull it back. Her twin sister, of course, rushed it. Oh, no. The twin at the window, the guy tried to pull her out. I pull her back in. I'm like, no, you can't go out there. But just that momentary exposure to whatever it was that was radiated on the people, like hypnotized her or something. And so even though I pulled her back in, when she came back in, that's when I saw the baby. She had took the baby. By the time I saw her, she had took her baby, swung back out the door like it was open then. She had opened it, swung the baby out, set the baby outside the window, and then stepped out. So she was gone with that baby. She had laid the baby right outside the building. And her sister, that's when her sister went to go after her and that baby. And so the sister said, no, I'm telling the other twin, the other 17-year-old, no, you can't go. But she's hanging halfway out. And when she out trying to get the sister and the baby and stuff, the sister that's outside blind now, and basically speechless and blind, trying to pull her sister out there with her. And so I got the other sister that's still in the building. She's in between, and the father's trying to help me pull her. The girl, while we trying to pull her in, she grabbing trying to get the baby that her sister done set outside. And so when she pull the baby and rotate the baby blind. The baby blind. That's swaddled too. So it might have been about a 4 month old, 3 to 4 month old swaddled. And I was like, the baby blind? She was like, yes. I said, put the baby back. Put the baby back. So she rotated and put the baby back. Mind you, she's still hanging out the door. Her sister got her arm trying to pull her. Me and the girl's daddy on the other side trying to pull her back into the establishment with us, the store, whatever it was. And then after she put the baby back, we were finally able to break her free from her sister and pull her in and close the window up. When we pulled the sister in, remember we pulled her from the side and she turned around and guess what, y'all? She was blind. I said, "Are you blind?" She says, "I'm blind. I can't see nothing. I can't see nothing." I was like, what? It was just like the weirdest dream. Usually after I have a dream, I can interpret it really quick. Like, okay, that's what that means. Yada, yada, yada. But when I tell y'all, I don't think I have an idea what that dream means. I really don't. You know, in real time, of course, somebody called and woke me up out my sleep. So maybe I didn't get enough information, but even now, even though this was a couple of days ago, 2 nights ago, it's still heavy on my heart because it's like I sense that it really does mean something. It really does mean something. Usually when I have dreams, they mean something. They're attached to something, whether it's my subconscious mind or it's something in this reality that I am perceiving but not comprehending. And my dreams reveal to me, if I sit and meditate on them long enough, the answer and gives me clarity. But this one, again, maybe I didn't have enough information with somebody, about somebody calling me in the midst of it after that window closed. And so I don't know. And so I was just wondering, do any of you have any thoughts on it? Are you able to help me decode or decipher some of what I've shared here? Especially the angel, the angel, again, it wasn't so, the dressing the angel had on was not traditional of, how what we've been taught to uh, view an angel, think an angel should look like. The robe was really, really, it was heavy. It was elaborate. It was embroidered. And again, the angel, and I just knew it when I stepped out that door. Y'all, my eye hurt so bad. I woke up thinking inside of my eye was damaged. It hurt my dream that much. It was just a sliver in my eye. Sliver in my eye. And the only thing I could think of is the Bible. And the Bible talks about having a log or something in your eye. Maybe I can go look that verse up. But it's just how that angel just hovered in the sky, just anywhere. Oh, one thing I forgot to talk. Still talking about the dream, and I was talking about the coordination of the dream and how I knew. Well, I assumed it was about on the coordination or of the sun either rising or falling. So what am I saying? The establishment I was in, whether it was a check cashing, a place on at a strip mall, or a lottery commission that it had 3 walls and then a front face made of primarily glass door and some blinds, is when I looked out that door. Now, when I looked out the door and I turned my head to the right, there was that angel. And that angel, remember, it had this funny, sharp, radiating light. So either I'm thinking that the angel was in the position of the sun. We know that either the sun is in the east or the sun was in the west. When this scenario happened that I'm talking about, this event happened. Either it was in the morning, therefore I was facing east when I looked out that door, or it happened in the evening. I mean, no, no. Or it happened in the evening. And then I was looking west, which means the building that I was in was facing south and north. The street was in the middle. South and north. Street in the middle. Sun, east, and west. And when I was trying to figure out what the dream was about, that was the first thing when I woke up I thought about. I said the coordination, the way everything was set up. And then later in the dream, when I tell you about the sister and the window and going out the window and me, catching a glimpse of these people's eyes. During that time period in the dream, I was not looking directly into the sun or to the angel or to the west or east. I wasn't. I was looking across the section of across the street, which would have been north or south. You get what I'm saying? So I didn't have any, it wasn't in my direct line of vision at all to totally blind me like the sisters that stepped out the window, the one that willingly basically stepped out, and the other that went after her sister because her whole body hit when she was outside was pivoted toward the angel. You know what I'm saying? And so she was like in between the building like this. But even though she was like that, when she came back in, she was fully blind. And I mean, when I say the people were speechless, they didn't have, never said anything. They were, I don't remember trying to talk, saying I'm blind. They was just blind, and kind of moaning like lost, trying to feel around, trying to come in, trying to get out of it. And it was a borderline a scary dream. You say, Nancy, I've listened again. 222 sleepy. Oh my God, my dream is very detailed. I mean, your dream is very detailed. It was just that little bit. That short dream was interesting. And so I just wanted to share here on YouTube to see if anybody had any thoughts on it and what it could mean. Again, it could be my subconscious, maybe concerns expressing themselves in my subconscious. I'll say that again. It is possible that I have concerns that are, expressing themselves in my subconscious, and that's what manifested. And if that is the case, it seems to me that possibly, I don't even want to say it because y'all, I don't know if y'all been paying attention. I have offered some of my dreams here on YouTube as well as the interpretations, and they have been correct. And, I always knew that I, you know, made some determinations in my life based on my dreams and my interpretation of my dreams, and it's been very, very helpful for me. But the dreams that I've been having that I've shared here on YouTube are more pertaining to the masses. And it's interesting, again, the ones that I've shared here on YouTube that pertain to the masses have come true, each and every one of them. And so that really makes me a little afraid now, that if it stays consistent, what stays consistent? The dreams that I'm having pertaining to the masses, once again, is correct. That suggests to me, now I can't interpret it for my own personal life. It seems like, again, something as far as humanity will deal with, like, y'all know I always want to put it down on the powers, the blame there, but that there is going to be something that, oh, Jesus. No. It's scared. I'm just scared. Scared. Just scared myself with a thought. Okay. All right. Here's a disclaimer. If you squeamish or scary, You know, if you ain't got no faith and you live in fear, you got to come up off this video because I'm about to say what I just saw. And I hope it ain't the case. Before I went live on this video, as I was setting up what I could set up before I started, I saw a video, you know, on YouTube, and I clicked on it, and it was a person that was talking about how some that I guess Russia then, you know, moved on Ukraine or something like that. That's scary to me. So I don't know in detail if what they said was true or not. Literally, I just saw that video. It was 7 minutes long right before I started this live. It's not a topic or anything that I've been following. Even, you know, I do know about, they say it's potential for a war, rumors of wars. Um, and it might be my, again, ignorance popping up once again. But I don't per se fear war because war ain't never been fought on the United States, you know, territory per se. Um, and so it's always been a war since I was coming up. I've always heard of different wars, da, 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 and it never hit me personally or close to home. So, you know, I'm still in that frame of mind that such things can't happen in my reality. I'm just like everybody else. Such things can't happen in my reality. Um, but this world is a strange world now. Stranger, it's getting stranger by the moment. It's nothing like it was as I was growing up. So I guess maybe anything's possible. And I say that because the thought I just had, I was like, what is that? I was saying I like to blame everything on the powers. Maybe the powers putting something down on us. Maybe there is extraterrestrials. You know, based on my dream, I'm talking about trying to decipher my dream. But something comes in the sky that everybody sees, and the light, the radiation, you know, blinds everybody. And all of a sudden, all I could think about was Hiroshima or whatever they call it, happening in the inner city. That's scary to me. That's, I'm a crybaby, y'all. I've been on the verge of crying for the last week or two because just the stuff I've been seeing and hearing. And it happens on our land. And I say our land, to the United States. Because what? I was in a place where I could cash a lottery ticket. I was in a place that could be uh, perceived as a storefront, a strip mall. I don't know about nowhere else in the world. I've been some places, but it's just very unique. You know, some of the details there. That I'm thinking nuclear war. Ain't that something? I'm scared of that. I'm scared of that. That would put an end to uh, my career of being a psychic. That's not cool. It's not cool, but that was just really freaking interesting to me how that light was so bright, so sharp, blinded everybody. It was scary. And then anybody exposed to it while it was still like, even though it was dulling, but it was still pulsating the glory of God, where it was blind. Even if it just got, you know, like it'll say you can't look at the sun, you can't look at the glory of God. But when a huge angel descends out the heaven, what you supposed to do? You're shocked. So everybody was looking. Everybody wanted to see. And it almost seems like when they got a glimpse of it, once it started radiating, remember I saw the angel. But once it started radiating, they couldn't stop looking. They wanted to be out there to let it do what it could do to them. Even the girl we successfully ended up pulling back in. We were pulling, she was like kind of trying to like fight against some force or something. And so I presume it was her sister that had all this pull on her. And me and the daddy just trying to pull her mind. She had the baby in her hand. The baby was blind. I was like, what the fudge is going on here in this dream? We just say, honey, oh, by the way, I've been dreaming a lot. The last 4 days, I don't remember, but busy dreams. I hope I don't dream this evening. Sometimes I don't want to dream. I don't know what the heck I need to dream for now. Oh, it's a bunch of writing down here, y'all. I'm just saying. He's like, life is strange. Life is strange. Yes, it is. Hello, Wu-Tang. Wu-Tang Legs. Thank you for dropping by here. The Can Angels Fly Tarot and more. The bomb of the Black Wall Street was war. That was war. Yep. Excuse me. I had dreams of ETs in a spaceship. Yeah, and I thought about that angel representing a extraterrestrial force. I did. I did. It was just really. I still get this eerie feeling, from the dream. Eerie, like, oh my god. The movie Outbreak was a pandemic in the physical. The pandemic is psychological. Pandemic is 100% psychological. Well, I guess 98%. The rest physical. The fake world is strange. Real life is gorgeous. Real life, I think real life is gorgeous. I was thinking about that today. I was like, this life is beautiful. I mean, it's just, I really believe that there are some. I think I've said it here on YouTube. There are some extraterrestrial influences here in this world because this place has the potential to be absolutely fabulous. I think we've been improperly influenced in so many different ways, and it keeps up a lot of strife and hate and all kinds of things so that we cannot experience the full potential and benefits of this realm that we find ourselves in for a very short period of time. And I think it's awful strange that most people cannot see that or don't register that what is just said as a fact in order to help them adjust themselves. Again, what made racism so strong? Oh, it was something else I left out the other day when I was talking. When I was doing the live stream, I can't remember what the live stream was. I think I was reading astrological energies for March to June 2022. And I was talking about a lot about racism, and I talked about the KKK and different things like that. And after I got off and I looked over my notes again, I was like, wow, that goes back into the message that I gave some time ago. And in that message, I shared my experience with my doctor and the surgery and how I woke up from under anesthesia and she was calling me all fat black bitches and different things like that, excuse my language. And how it scared me so bad that I was under the knife of a racist. And the only thing that saved me, but maybe not another, is that most likely she didn't want to be exposed for her racism and lose her medical license and stuff. And she probably hated people like me because of the way our system is set up, and it forces her to work on some of my type of people or the type of people she doesn't like. And then I started thinking after that, I was like, wow. Then it was the dentist I went to and what I went through him and her. And these people are open. Once they have you alone, they will say these horrible racist things to you. And they'll let you know they can't stand you because it's your word against their word. Your word against their word. And then this dream is angel-like. It's possible. That is so much hate in this world that these people will let off some nuclear something and blind everybody. That's the part. If that's the case, blinding them, making them so helpless and susceptible in a realm that we will benefit from to be able to have all of our senses. But to have that one primary sense taken from the masses, what would that do? I'm all over the place, all over the place. But that dream was so intense. Best word I can say is intense. And then another thing about that light that came from that angel, the radiation of the true brilliance of God, you can't look at it, you can't withstand it, is that in my real time life, and I think I've talked about this too on YouTube at some point in time because it was very concerning to me, is that I've seen this weird lighting during the day. I'm like, this is some weird lighting. It's not no clouds in the sky, but rather than it being more crystal clear white of a day, beautiful day. No, it's like this yellowish, faded beige look or glow. And in my dream, that was like the color that this angel like ended up radiating. That color was there, but it was amplified times a million once the angel went to full glow. And so I've already had my concerns with this color, and I know I in real time I'll be outside looking around. I just be looking at the light, whatever light source being the sun, anything that could possibly be like a filter or anything. I've looked for that. I just be outside like I'm the weirdo. I'll tell y'all, look crazy, stamp me. But I'm looking around like this coloration, this hue doesn't make sense. At least in relationship to anything I've ever experienced in my life, seen, learned, or nothing. Doesn't make sense. And it also does something to the shadow. A person's shadow, me and my shadow. It does something to the shadow as well. And that's in my real time. That's something that I've seen in real time. I don't know what it is. Again, I've never been excellent in science. I just kind of a average Jane, average Nancy, and all feels just enough to slide on through. But anyway, I'm not gonna hold you. I just want to talk about that. But if I don't know what the dream means, but it could mean seriously nuclear war. If I'm correct as my past dreams have been in my interpretations of them. And then the other day when I was doing I gotta smoke a cigarette. I make my own nerves bad. I do. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to improperly influence anybody. Youngsters, cigarettes kill. They F you up. So, but I make my nerves bad. So, in that last live stream I did too, I also talked about, I forgot that quick, but it was another concern that I had. I was like, oh, it was about not just the hate, it was something else. Oh, yeah. I was saying, after I decoded the stars, I was like, well, if each of our souls are going to be revealed and basically stamped, marked as what they truly are, that is to say, angel or demon, righteous or unrighteous. I cite the astrological messages I was reading the other day. Remember, it was from March to June of this year. I was like, that's an awfully short period of time for that to be determined, you know. And mind you, our whole future, the trajectory of our future, is determined on the actual status of our souls based on astrology. And I say, in order for that to occur in such a short period of time, again, this whole dream could be my subconscious mind, continuing to process the information I find out. Anyway, as I said, that means that possibly there has to be something on a mass level, a mass catastrophe. Reference to 9/11, different things like that. And I don't want to scare anybody. It is what it is if that's the case. But that's what I'm saying. Does my dream suggest that there is going to be a mass, event where there are some casualties or life is made that much more challenging? Maybe it means we won't be able to see, what something happens and humanity can no longer even see what we are currently waking up to. We are currently waking up to the corruption, to the unrighteousness, to the biasness, and not just culturally, but the government and things like that, and all that possible extraterrestrials, because who wants to destroy this beautiful place? It can't be human beings, because if we destroy this place, that means we go too. So it has to be some extraterrestrial influence there. Anyway, it could mean that, possibly. So I think that possibly, a better safe than sorry, to prepare. That's the only way I could think of interpreting my dream. I really can't see any other way. But I'm really going to go into thinking about that robe on that angel. I might try to, maybe tomorrow, that's my project for myself, is to draw out that robe to the best of my recollection and put those colors in and decipher them. The brick reds and the beige linings and the embroidery, and the green embroidery around the sleeves and things, because it has to mean something. It means something. The brown, the green, the beige, earth tones. I'll say that. Earth tones, more earthy. I don't know. But I'll take time around. But I thank you all for coming here to Can Angels Fly, Tarot, and more, and listening to me share my dream as well as my attempt to interpret my dream. I hope I haven't incited any or much fear in anyone. I do suggest that you prepare just in case. People have been talking about stocking up food. Maybe people been talking about buying silver and gold. So when the world does come back up, you got the heads up. That's what that's for. The silver and gold is not going to help you as we move through these hard times per se. But when the world does come back up in whatever state it is in, that should help you, uh, bounce back quickly. But during the time that I think that we're about to go into, and y'all, I am a little concerned because I stand alone, but I think we need to prepare the best we can with foods and things. When I say prepare, I'm talking about commodities, things that can save your life. Ain't no third party. You got an intimate relationship with what? Some corn. You ain't got to have no third party. Some rice. You ain't got to have no third party. Some water. You ain't got to have no third party prepared. That's what I'm saying. Get those things just in case anything happen. Because what I can say for sure is this world is weird. It's different than it ever has been in all my life. In all my life, I've never seen anything like this, nor heard anything like this when I used to talk, to the elders, many which have already gone on to glory. I ain't never heard them say anything quite like what we're experiencing here. So I do have some real live concerns. I have real live concerns. I'm concerned for humanity overall because I just, I keep saying it on here. I cannot believe that we cannot do better. Let me say this one more thing, and I'm going to let y'all go. Y'all know I'm long-winded, and I get on here and just run my mouth. But earlier this morning, I think it was, I got up and what YouTube has all these videos they suggest. And they suggested a video by, oh man, I don't know what the name of the channel is. But I think, I don't know, I ain't going to say they. I think the Hebrews or something, a husband and wife. Oh my God, I can't think the name of the channel. But she, the wife, made a video talking about some Republicans somewhere wanted to bring back or have laws stated that allowed lynching. And then somebody else, I guess in a cabinet somewhere, supported them. And I forgot what I was going to say. Oh, I know. And I'm saying I can't believe humanity that we can't get it together. Now, so I bring that lady up with the YouTube channel that made that video and talked about how they wanted to reinstate public hangings. But I can't believe humanity is so demilitarized that we allow such people to stay in office, to go for office, to campaign for office, if they show any inhumane actions or ideologies, any humane ideologies, they should be banned from any public service. That, like that doctor, the surgeon I dealt with, I talk about. Again, it would be my word against hers and that other nurse or whoever was in the room. But most likely, since she was free enough to talk to the nurse about it while I was out, the nurse must have shared her ideologies. But if a person ever gets caught up with any humane ideologies, they should be barred from whatever field that that they, a seat of expertise that they hold. I don't care what. It shouldn't be no questions. It shouldn't be nothing. If our system doesn't take it from them, then the people go take it from them. Because we don't have time to be put in danger. We got psychopaths sitting at the helm of being able, or at the desk of being able to push a button to show us all the glory of God. We got nuts that are biased and racist and things, cutting on people while they're under anesthesia. You know, something like that doesn't make, what I'm saying right there, and I'm gonna let it go. It just doesn't make sense to me how these people are able to hold their positions and say what they say publicly. They can feel what they feel publicly, but they should know that they are going to lose. If they're caught up ever, they're going to lose their license. They're going to be barred. X, Y, Z. It is what it is. If the system don't do it, the people going to it. Going to do it. I'm seeing it. We act like these people don't reside in our country. That they don't reside in our states or cities and in our neighborhoods. That we can't identify them and go pull them out their house. Why? Because they jeopardizing people. They not only jeopardize people, they jeopardizing this whole place that's potentially a paradise. I'm out, y'all. Until next time. Bye.